All right, what's going on, everybody? Not Just Music Podcast in the building once again. How's everything on this good Monday, sir?
Yo, man. What's up, man? Things good. Things good, man. Highly favored. How you doing, bro?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Great weekend. How's the weekend for you?
Oh
Super
man,
Bowl
we saw
pleasures.
Super Bowl. Shout out to them Seahawks. Thank y'all for beating my um all time one of my most hated teams, Patriots. You know, everybody know I cannot stand the Patriots and I cannot stand Duke. So shout out to them Seahawks, man. You know, my team, of course, is Carolina, but we wasn't in it, obviously. So, you know, anytime the ops are involved, I always vote against the ops. So it was
Yeah.
good. And the halftime show was something um out of the norm for me. But how was your weekend, bro? How was everything?
Everything was good. Everything was good. It's a good weekend. Got to get some more work done as always. I'm not gonna never let up on doing something that considers branding or something to that nature. But had some fun with the fam too.
Yeah,
Went to
that's
church.
important. It's
Got
important.
back and got back from church and prepped. Did some things for the Super Bowl rolled in. I cooked most of the whole Super Bowl. Anyway, most of
What you
it.
cook? What you cook,
I
man?
had some. I grilled. Well, I smoked some wings. I smoked about maybe about 40, 50 wings last night.
That's crazy, bro. I had wings, bro, on everything. I had wings, bro.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
about 25, well, about 30, maybe about 30 lemon pepper and about 15 sesame wings. And then we had some other stuff too. But speaking of
Okay.
Super Bowl and
Oh boy,
and speaking
the game of the show, the halftime show, man.
we can get to that. I'm gonna speak on something that would infuse the conversation so it makes
Let's get
sense.
to it, bro. Let's get
So
on to it, man.
the first see it's a lot of Super Bowl talk, right now. So I'm gonna point
Mm-hmm.
out something within the Super Bowl that would make sense. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be podcast worthy and we learning some stuff on top of it. But then
Mm-hmm.
we get to understand what happened yesterday as well, considering what happened yesterday as well.
Right.
But historically, the first ever black person to grace the Super Bowl halftime was in Super Bowl 6, 1972, Ella Fitzgerald. So she was the first black individual. And there was actually a reason to why she was chosen for that Super Bowl. The reason being was to basically pay honor. They call it a salute to Louis Armstrong, who had just died the year before. So it was actually like a double good thing that went on. It was actually honoring the first time actually honoring a black individual and a black artist as well got to grace the stage for halftime. A lot of folk didn't know that. I don't even know why I even looked it up, honestly. But I wanted to make sense to why I was bringing up this conversation today, because it was like it wasn't strange, but let me ask the question, and this is for what happened yesterday. And to understand, having people like Ella Fitzgerald, one of the dopest singers we could ever hear of our time, of our eras of singing, um, you kind of wonder what stage she had to look at that time. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a lot of white faces out there that did not want her black in that building that day.
Okay.
But I think I found the video. I'm gonna play it. But the reason I'm playing it is to just basically take in an atmosphere of what was going on. And to just what was the atmosphere like. So yesterday we had a very different situation happen, but it really wasn't really different. But it was different. So I
It
gotta
was
acknowledge
different.
the different, but at the same time, it's not like the first time that there's been a halftime show that has been presented that hadn't had a different situation going on or a different vibe. So, what did you feel about Bad Bunny and his halftime show yesterday?
Okay. For one, no disrespect to Bad Bunny, man. I want to say kudos to Bad Bunny for getting the opportunity. I want to start out by saying that it's a big thing he did for his people. It's probably a big milestone for him. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to you. Okay, now get to my point though. Kendrick Lamar last year performs at the Super Bowl. Black people were trashing his performance, saying, "Oh, this didn't make any sense," and you know, blah blah blah. I didn't get the message. I didn't get the memo. I didn't understand this and that. Kendrick Lamar is one of us, black community, and you had black people talking down on his performance. Fast forward to yesterday, Bad Bunny didn't he understand a word that he said, right? No disrespect. Didn't understand a word he said. And you had black people taking up for him. And the same people that were probably down in Kendrick Lamar's English hip hop performance last year. So I just really try to understand, like, is it really about the performance itself, or is it really political? You know, is it a lot of politics involved? And the thing of it is, if we're gonna put politics into the actual performances, what's the point of like having a halftime show? You know what I'm saying? I thought it was really about being entertained, and also I feel like it was a slap in the face because you perform in America in front of millions of Americans that you made everything in your language. We didn't understand what you were saying. Now, if we were to go over to Mexico or something like that, it would at least be like a translation of what we saying, the English we're saying. It's like it's kind of like he pushed his agenda on us. Like this is us. It was kind of demanding, but I think it came off as like cockiness to me. Like I think he like yeah, we here, you know what I'm saying, and this is yeah, we here to stay, and it came off authoritative to me, authority, and I just feel like I didn't understand it. I
Mm.
didn't understand it. It wasn't, and from the vibe of it, I didn't understand the performance. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand the words he was saying. I never heard of Playboy. No, I said Playboy. Bad Bunny. I've never heard of him before this, and it's honestly something that I didn't even watch it through the first time. I think I went in the kitchen while the show was on. I
Mm.
just heard it from the living room, and it's not even something I would look at again. I wouldn't even give it a second look. You know, people talking about it broke records, and I'm like, and another thing is they say it broke records, and this is the thing. I think the records came from his people. One thing about it, and we want to talk about black history and black people, we do not support each other. It goes back to what I said about Kendrick Lamar. When Kendrick did his thing and performed, they his own black people were talking about his performance. But I guarantee you, all the Latinos and Puerto Ricans and all them rounded up and tuned in to watch Bad Bunny yesterday in support of him. And that's the thing about I don't understand about the black community. Like we will go so hard for the other race, but we trash our own race. You know what I'm saying? We don't support our own race.
Mm.
I personally, and this is a little story. I personally had an experience where I was helping a black female. She needed my help with something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm helping her. In the mix of helping her, I took her to a job. It was like a job interview or something. She didn't have a ride. I took her to a job interview, and we were like, went and got something to eat. And they started playing Mexican music.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like, she was like, oh my God, like it just took over her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the music that was playing, then the Mexican music played. She was like, this is when I was in my Mexican stage or whatever. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like how we are so, I think we're so brainwashed into hating our own like race and hating our own, hating our own community, hating our own, what's the word I'm looking for? Hating our own background and our culture. Mm-hmm. That's what I was looking for, our culture. Mm-hmm. And we embrace other people's culture. You know, I think we're trained to hate ourselves, man, and embrace and love the other race and the other cultures. So that's how I felt about it, man, to sum it up a little bit.
This is something I noticed. Especially after last year, and not even just last year, it's just like over the past 5 years with Super Bowls. You know, the platform of the Super Bowl has become so deep now that it's moved past what the Super Bowl is really about. Ain't that deep? Can I open up about this a little bit? So the Super Bowl is so supposed to be about football, right? And this is nothing against the NFL, nothing against what Roger Goodell done put together over there, you know. But
Rock Nation, got to throw them in there.
Jay, when he probably brought Jay in for, you know, sake of picking, you know, halftime acts, I'm sure he didn't probably think that it would be as big as it is. So big to where the person who's on the stage or who has the platform for that moment is promised a whole show laid out. It's going to get recorded and it's going to get released to the world immediately after it's done. Even on Apple Music. You know, it's going to have an Apple video. It's going to have the Apple audio. It's all there, right? Yeah. Now, this is what I'm pointing out this for. This is prime example of how the contradiction of one person to another has been going on in America. Like, and I'm gonna point out things. Like, this is something I look at, and I don't look at it deep in depth, but I look at it for understanding.
Yeah.
So you got ICE running the streets right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, LA streets are way different. Okay? Way different. Mm-hmm. Now, you were speaking of a cocky situation. I'm gonna point out a cocky situation. Why I feel it was a cocky situation. It was a cocky situation. One is because I think most of these people that are probably in this stadium last night was probably daring ICE to show up at that time.
Why? If you look in the crowd, majority of the crowd was white.
Come on.
I didn't really see no black individuals in the crowd, bro. If you look in that crowd, for one, the tickets was hella high. Ain't no realistic black individual got enough gonna spend that much on the ticket. So majority of that crowd was the opposite race. Wasn't even black Americans in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was, they was like rich folks, ones in the industry. A lot of entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
My
Now,
bad.
no. Now you see the outcome of what he basically came. I basically already knew that he was not going to come do anything American. I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to be anything. He's going to perform his songs as is. Is going to be this is going to be a Latin
Can I say
driven.
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
He recently held a concert where like overseas where he basically was trying to prove a point. He said he wasn't going to do American shows to prove a point because of ISIS and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to prove a point. This is the same guy. Y'all look it up. Mm-hmm. And they actually call it he does shows. He'll do like 10 shows and it'll be like 5 in the same arena, then the other 5 will be in the other area, same arena. They calling it I forgot what they calling it now. What Usher does. What you call it? The Vegasy. Is it Vegasy's
yeah, like how you talking about with basically how
like
he
how
did
they
in Vegas.
do how Usher holds that, what
like
he
how
does
he did it how
in
he
Las
did
Vegas,
in Vegas.
the Vegasy. Like that's what they're labeling that. So it's like touring now. So now they'll just tour, say like they in New York. They might do New York and they might do New Jersey. But they're gonna base their tour all on the East Coast, like in the same area basically, and within driving areas. Mm-hmm. So that's the new way of touring now. Instead of going all everywhere, now they're saying instead of us coming to you, you come to me. We want everybody to come to us. So he already made a point at not even wanting to perform in America because of him trying to prove that they deserve to be here. And his like the foreigners or whatever, like because of the ICE situation. So that's one reason I knew this was gonna be that cockiness kind of performance, like throw it in your face, like screw you, America type. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I took it. I didn't take it as embracing. I took it as like, ha ha, look at me now. I'm on the big stage. And now I'm going to show my power. I'm going to show our power. Get what I'm saying? And that's why Trump took offense to it. Trump read through it. I think Trump read right through it, man. Like he was really playing the Trump game. He was really trying to outplay Trump. Trump took it. He took it personal, man. Cause Trump take things personal like that, man. Like when you try to out Trump the Trump, I would just say be careful if I was him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because payback is on that dude mind. But I mean that's just my take. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry I had to cut that in because he did do a stretch like that where he wouldn't perform in America.
It's you gotta realize it's understood. Look at, and I'm a point. I'm reason why I'm pointing all of this out. Look at what we already do to each other. Just look at it. Look at what we talked about the other day. Look at what we talked about couple weeks ago. Listen at look at what Finesse 2 Times doing. Look at what Nicki Minaj is doing. Look at what Glorilla Sister doing. I'm gonna go further. We can go to the white community too. We can pull up what they talking about with Epstein files. Epstein is dead, but we want to pull out a dead man's files. I mean, look at what Trump is trying to prove with doing things and posting videos of Barack and Michelle as apes. And, look at what we already do to each other. And
Also he said he's the least most racist president that America's ever
that
had.
ever
He said
had.
that
That's
too.
what he said. Yep.
Yeah, y'all can
Yep.
look that up. I ain't
Yep.
making that up.
He's
That's what he
definitely
said. He
he's
said it.
definitely proclaimed that he's not a racist man. And let
Normally when
me
they say that, you know,
yeah,
we all know.
let me make my point. And my point is, if we're expecting anything in America to be looked at as savory or to be looked at as for a pat on the back or cherry on top, some
We
pretty
gotta respect our
icing.
own.
We don't even respect what we got going on here. And it was one thing we've gone through that I notice a lot of the Latino community does do. They look out for each other.
I just said, remember I said
Yeah,
that?
I'm pointing this. I'm
That's where
pointing.
the views came
I'm
from, the
pointing.
numbers.
I'm pointing out this point for the reason of here's the difference. So you point out one thing together. You never look at a thing as saying, uh, we're divided and we have this and we have that. We can't even understand Democratic and Republicans, man. we're that stupid. That's where we at. We're
Right.
stuck between those two parties, not even thinking about a real world where we could actually come together and make something be even bigger than what it is. So I point out one, yeah, we do have the Super Bowl. And yes, we do now solidify what we call a halftime show. And when you have always said or done something in a nice way, and you haven't cussed anybody out, you haven't, it wasn't a vulgar situation. It was
Right.
just the music, right?
Right.
You take a person like Bad Bunny, and this is going to be driven towards the Latin world, but the point here is sometimes that savory point has to come on one of the biggest stages, and it came via somebody that was from a Latin driven background. Now, Jay-Z was probably, you know, on a different mindset when he did this. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying on a different mindset. He wasn't on, we just going to do this normal stuff that we're used to. People expecting Chris Brown. People expecting, these hot names like Usher was a couple years ago. They called it the Usher Bowl. It's these names come up and people are in expectation. Like you said, we gave you Kendrick. Well, y'all wanted rap, but y'all hated on the situation because Kendrick did it.
Exactly.
Oh, we gave you Usher, but y'all was mad because Usher did it. Y'all felt like it shouldn't have been Usher. It should have been Chris Brown. I'm thinking like, okay, well, we ain't never gonna be happy with nothing, are we? We ain't gonna never be savory. So I'm thinking, just like
And
Jay,
now I look around and see Negroes. Sorry for my lyric. I see
go
Negroes
ahead.
clapping for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and it's upsetting me because it's like, don't y'all know this is helping push them through the door even more for the upcoming events? Y'all gonna really see less. Now y'all gonna be crying when it's not a lot of Americans doing the Super Bowl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every reaction it gets a reaction,
Yep.
and we sitting here clapping. Like I see, like where was this energy when our black brothers and our black sisters was Coco Jones did a hell of a job with the opening. Like, what was the talk with that? Like, why we ain't talking about that? Like,
Yeah.
she sung her behind off,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like we stuck on this Latin guy, and we're black folks. Like,
Mhm.
what? Like, where is the power within us? When do we support us?
Yep.
And that's where my anger comes from this situation. Y'all
Mhm.
going extra hard for another race, but won't even go this hard for your own race. the black culture. Won't even go this hard. Won't even support your own this way. It's sad, bro. Like that's my problem with it.
This is something too that the only thing that I wish, and this is something that Bad Bunny had on that football that he held up. It said, "Together we are America."
Man,
Biggest.
whatever, man.
Let me point out. Let me point out. It's not the case of saying America, is this best place to be. The part that disturbs me the most is where the quotes that are behind the whole American situation. Like
Like
this.
when you say us Americans all together, it's kind of like you're erasing Black history. You're erasing what we went through.
It
You know
ain't
what I'm
even.
saying? Like, nah, it's not like we're equal. No, we had to go through a little bit more stuff than y'all did.
It's
Than
not
any
even.
other race. And
It's
it's
not
like,
even. And it's not even speaking of saying who had to go through worse. No, I'm still pointing this out as the quotes that fall. Land of the free. You get. Let's point out some things. So you talk about land of the free, right? This is supposed to be land of the free, but we act as if this is the land of the paid. We don't have no kind of situation that leads to freedom of what. We all still talking about stuff that go and had and what went on. That's what happened. And
right,
the saddest part about it is that's basically what we're trying to fix. You know, the situation of what we was dealing with 100 years ago, it shook the world. But also with it shaking the world, it also changed a lot to what was going to come in the future. Anybody, so the black folk had to go through this, but the black folk came here in a different manner. Now people get to come here on their own will. And you
right,
can fly in, as long as you got the right credentials, you can get in here, right? But at one
right.
point, we got drug in here. Yeah, we got drug in here. And the ones that chose to come after, they came after the storm. Yes, they did. But at the same time, they were hoping that the storm would be, cleared out. What are they still dealing with though? Same situation. We'll never really escape that mentality of people feeling like this is like, oh, this is ours. I saw a lady disappointed with this Latino lady at Walmart one day, like a year ago,
Yeah,
maybe I want to say.
yeah,
And sad part is the lady was just basically turning her nose up at him just because of who she is, what she looks like, right?
yeah.
And it's kind of savory what happened because after the lady was kind of had her nose turned up at her. The lady told her,
Yeah.
she looked at her, she said, well, she was saying something like, you probably don't even speak American. She was like, would you like to go in front of me? Because you can go in front of me if you like. That was savory. What's going on? It's your boy Duan Barino from Not Just Music Podcast. I have a very special offer for you guys via morelabs.com. If you're that type of person who loves to drink coffee, but you don't want to always drink coffee, or if you're the type of person that doesn't drink coffee at all, but needs a very much needed push boost in the morning, we have something for you. Morning Recovery Supplement. It is very, very useful. It is very, very highly effective. Also, if you're the type of person that, you got drunk the night before and you wake up in the morning, you had that hangover, guess what? It works for you too. All right. So at the end of the day, if you head over there to morelabs.com, we have something set up for you already at checkout. All you have to do is enter the code NJMP and you will receive 25% off instantly. How about that? Can you beat that? Head over to morelabs.com, all right? Peace. because she didn't react, she didn't respond in the way that the lady was acting. She just responded with kindness. You want to go in
And I
front of
want to
me?
say this too. There are examples too of foreigners, outsiders
Mm-hmm.
disrespecting Americans too.
Yeah,
We deal with that every day, like
it's
because
across. It's a
some of them take that power. Like this is what I'm saying, and this is why it's hard for me to really get behind the ISIS situation. My thing is, we're us as American, us as black folks, we're still trying to find our identity. We're still trying to get us all way together. We're like, as you said, it's a lot of stuff we got to correct within the black culture, and not let alone America. So how can you turn your focus strictly and support and care about outsiders, and
that's
you ain't
not
even like
saying it's
you
not
like
saying
you ain't even took care of home, like
it.
I'll put it like this, you ain't even took care of home, but you're out here trying to worry about the world, fix the world, like we were saying, pastors, you ain't even fixed your home and what's going on within, but you so concerned and worried about the outside and trying to help the outsiders. When are you gonna help yourself and your people first? So I
Okay.
understand that mindset of America. You have
Okay.
to look out for yourself first.
Okay,
And
so
like, you know what I'm saying?
let me get back to what I was saying. That was your point of that was just the point of view that you were just speaking on. I'm
Yeah.
speaking from a point of let me get back to what I was saying. So for the sake of there are people who understand what it's like to have respect. There's people out here that aren't looking like you that understand how to give respect. Respect is only going to be given in the way that it's taken, but at the same time, the way that it's taken can sometimes change the way that it was given. So, for the sake of, yes, you have foreigners and you have people who walk around here. Yeah, they may turn their nose up a certain way, but look at the American way. That's the problem. The Americans made it this way. It wasn't nothing. It's nothing to do with saying somebody that comes here. Yeah, they could come here with the same crazy attitude, but the sake of if the shoes are turned the correct way, meaning if I'm giving respect in the way that it's supposed to be given, the way that it's taken can come back a whole lot differently if I gave it the correct way. So for
What can I
those
say
that
this? I respect that, brother. I like you're speaking for, I think you're speaking for, I'm speaking from my experience. That's my problem, I think.
okay, and it's
Because like,
cool.
cause you know, at my background, I was always raised to respect anybody, any race, any color. But I have experience like in the workforces. Some Mexicans do feel like, they take control, or they think, you should be lucky that you're here, but you act like you're better than us. You come to a territory and, like, it's like you say, they sneer their nose up at us, like, well, at me. I've had encounters with foreigners when, you know what I'm saying? And that's why my judgment on it, I'm not racist, but I just step back out of the equation. Like, I
Well, the
don't
thing
even,
is if you
you know what I'm
step too
saying?
far, you got to be realistic here. You're
Yeah,
you're you're thinking has to be from your own judgment, yes,
right.
but at the same time, your own judgment can sometimes be clouded so much that you miss something. You can't take
Nah, I mean, it's some good.
that
I've
that
had
that
some bad and I've had some good experience.
That's why I said you're speaking from one to you're giving a good situation, but you're also giving your personal situation. I understand.
Right,
I'm speaking for the point to clear all of this up. We got to clear
yeah,
it up. We can't keep being personal and
right,
clear things up at the same time. So for clarity, yes, we have these problems. Yes, we have these situations. Yes, we have people that are very disrespectful. Black, white, blue, pink, purple, yellow, green, all those colors. All of them need help. Everybody that's staying here under this red, white, blue flag needs help. Yes, we need to all fix our own races in our own colors. Yeah, we need to fix house. We need to shake it, get all the rugs and dust them out and throw them out the back door if we need to. We need to do all of that. And
right,
and when we clean the house, make sure that when we clean the house, we bring back the things that are of value and stop
right,
using these things that are personally driven to always hold us back. And it ain't even just you. I'm speaking, this is not just, you have people that are literally tied to one thing of a situation with something that happened to them. And I've known people that are like 60,
It
70
ain't
years
bro. It
old.
ain't personal. It's about respect with me. I
And I
don't
get
know.
it.
Like
And
I'm just saying, it's
I
about respect with
totally,
me, bro.
and I
That's
totally,
all. That's what it's about.
and I totally understand.
Red, white, blue, yellow, whatever you are, it's about respect with me. That ain't even about American way. That's the Q way. That's
Okay,
the Quincy way.
regardless of whether
I
food
feel
for
you, bro,
name
but I
is,
just had to throw that in there. Like
I
it ain't
didn't,
even.
I didn't.
It's not about me taking things personal. It's about me being realistic
Q, you
and
just
not
said, but
accepting disrespect.
brother, you
You
just
respect me, I
said,
respect you.
brother, you just said it was personal. You said it happened on a personal situation. I'm not taking
Okay, yeah, look,
anything.
bro. Listen, it's like ain't it personal when you're disrespected? Don't you take it personal?
No, I don't see. That's the
Okay,
difference.
okay. Well, that
Listen,
maybe we
listen,
different
listen,
though.
listen,
I don't allow myself
listen.
to be disrespected.
Because the case of, it's not saying that I'm not allowing myself to be disrespected. You're missing my point again. You have to grow to a point where you become a man enough or a woman enough to understand that you're not going to let anybody step in your space and disrespect you. Yes. But at the same time, there's a way to understand how to fix a situation versus making the situation feel if it's personal. So you took a situation, as you said, you took it personal, so you'll fall back from that type of individual versus saying, look, let me help
Right.
you fix this situation because the way you came off on me was disrespectful. So let me help you understand why I felt disrespectful versus just saying that, well, I'm gonna just fall back and I'm gonna
What can
give
I
off
ask you something,
energy.
bro? Can I ask you something, bro?
Go
What like
ahead.
okay, this is good. This good conversation. So when you do try to take that route, right? And you're used to seeing the backlash that comes with you trying to resolve an issue, you know what I'm saying? It makes it worse. Maybe I'm used to seeing trying to resolve an issue makes things worse and you put yourself in worse situations. I've learned personally when you try to resolve things, encounters happen, situations happen, altercations happen. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't trying to hear what you're trying to give, you know? And you can, like, a lot of people are not logical in their minds. They feel like they're right. So, my thing is to protect my peace and to protect my safety and everything for me to make it back home. I'm not going to argue with you if I don't rock with it. Cause, like, now it's a lot of stuff I don't agree with. But my mom always told me if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. So if I don't support something, I'm just not gonna support it. Like the Bad Bunny, I was like, it was a bad show. I didn't take like a lot of people would turn that into he's taking it personal, he's racist. No, personally, that wasn't my type of show, a vibe. So you see how when you try to resolve something, how it always gets flipped and switched. Like when you try to resolve it and you try to break it down why you don't like it, and it's like they come up with a narrative. So I think that's what runs people away from trying to resolve situations, like how you were speaking on. What would
So
you say about that?
so let me give you let me point it out again. So if to be able to fix a problem, you have to address a problem.
Right.
I'm, how can and I don't always rock with the term if if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Well, you can't say something and it still don't have nothing to do with being nice or being nice at all. It's let me show you how. Let me give it to you. If there's a personal situation, and I give you a personal situation where I felt something could change
Mm-hmm.
the way or the outlook I feel about something. So if I'm in a relationship
Right.
and I'm trying to move from one destination, it could be, let's just say I'm trying to move in a financial direction that's not so financially driven towards me buying a whole bunch of clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have this person that I'm, in this relationship with, they love buying clothes all the time. every single moment they get a chance, they're gonna go buy a piece of clothes, right? But I got a problem with the way that they're
I'm
doing it,
trying to
right?
save my money. Yeah.
So if I say something, look, motherfucker, you know, you spending
Uh-huh.
all my bread up, man. I ain't gonna never, you ain't gonna never, I ain't gonna never get nowhere with this.
Right.
I said it away. It was emotional. It was personally driven. I get it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Here's a way that I could have said it. Baby, I got a situation. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I'm facing right now, and I really need to sit down. I really want to talk to you about it. If you got a minute, I want to sit down and holler at you. Chat with you about it if that's okay with you. Now, here's the situation that people are facing every single day.
Right.
Soon as a person feels that disrespect, the button goes. They be like, "Oh man, soon as somebody say something to me, I go off." I don't. The reason why I don't is because I look at and think about all the things that this person done been through since they done woke up this morning. They probably done got cussed out by their baby mama. They probably done got cussed out by their baby daddy. Their mama probably just got kicked out or evicted. Or their daddy just got shot 2 days ago. Or their grandma facing, you know what I'm saying, and just had a stroke and she's, dealing with some things for the past couple weeks. I don't know what could have happened. I don't know what could be on this person's mind. It
And a
might
lot
not
could be
even
on
been,
your mind too, bro.
and I'm
But do
I,
you go?
I'm a
But do you go out there and take it out on the world? Because what the wine deals
it's
with,
still that, like, listen to what you just said. That's what I'm showing you. That's you listen to what you just said. I don't have to go out here and react, brother. I can
right?
go out
Right.
here and just chill. I can still deal with whatever I'm dealing with because I've learned to have self-control. That's
So
the
that's what
point.
I'm saying. Other folks need to learn. That's all I'm saying.
Cute, brother.
That's all I'm saying.
Brother. That's all I've been saying since we started talking.
That-
That's all I've been saying since we started talking about having a
so
better
that's why I
world,
said.
about
That's
having
why
a
I
better
said I take
mentality.
things personal. Remember, I started out by saying I was raised. If I didn't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And what I
And
mean
this
by that
and
is exactly what you just said. I could
that's
be
still
having an effed up morning. I could
Q.
be going through
That
the
doesn't
most.
that doesn't say that doesn't have to do with saying nothing at all. Let me point this out one more time. I have self-control. That doesn't say that I'm sitting up here talking about saying if I don't have anything nice to say, I don't say anything at all. If I don't have anything nice to say, I don't have anything nice to say, but I still can say something. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not putting a grade on how I'm feeling. I'm putting a grade on the situation of saying if I have self-control, meaning I've taught myself self-control. Anybody that can teach themselves self-control, that is what's the most hardest thing to do, is have self-control in this day and time. We can go look that up in studies and find that in statistics right now. People have the hardest time, and this is Americans' problems right here. And especially in the black community. Remember I just said this about how impatient we are as a black community? We're impatient. We don't have any patience. We've lost it all. So all of us are quick to go off. We snap in an instant. Look at how we act online. Look at it. We all just go off the deep end. We all snap. Short fuse. It ain't looking good. And it's across the board. It's everywhere. But the only way somebody can fix it is if it's a personal situation. You have to personally talk to yourself. That's personal to fix these things. Nobody else can
That's what I
fix
had to
you.
do. Yep.
Nobody else
That's
can
what I
fix
had to
us.
do.
So most of those people that don't do no soul searching and figuring out what they feel, and like as you said, how the black community still trying to figure it out in some ways. Yeah, it's a lot of them still trying to figure it out because the case of they don't have anybody around or any type of relationship with people that are in control or that have some type of control in their mind. It's not an easy life. It's not supposed to be an easy life. It was never going to be an easy life. But for the sake of what we're going to do in our short years that we're here, is we're going to have to be finding a way to get effective in a certain way to at least have some peace for our own self. So we're not taking things in a long personal route. Meaning there are things you can take personal, but some things that are like negatively driven, you shouldn't have to take that personal. You shouldn't have to
So
carry
that's
that up.
why I said, bro. That's why I said what, like the way I said it. I said my attention can't be on. Reason why I wasn't so invested into Bad Bunny is because I'm focused on what's going on within myself, for one, my community, my black folks, America, what's going on here. Every day I wake up, my life. I'm worried about what's going on here.
Yeah.
And for you to like for a race or another, country to feel like we should understand their pain, I can't really understand like because we're going through stuff too. So it's like I understand where you're coming from, but don't take it as like we're being selfish or mean when it's like we're not understanding or we're not getting right back to you right now. Like we gotta fix home first, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And they want us to just jump on this ISIS against ISIS, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what some of y'all might be here illegally. I don't know. Like, you can't be here illegally. That's another thing. You have to follow the right precautions. And that's another thing. It's a rule and law and ways you gotta live life. And we can't lose that either. It's a way you gotta move out here, no matter what race you are. That's my main thing. Like we all have to be accountable. Like, and ISIS, whatever it is, like for the ones that's innocently getting taken, my heart goes out to them. But I don't know if that's ISIS objective is to take just law. Like, is that what they do? Like, even if you got a green card, they take you back. Or they go is to eliminate illegal immigrants. Is that they go?
This is why I want you to look up on the situation of what ICE is, bro. It's something that I know it's something that I heard you say you ain't care too much about it and you ain't look into it. But ICE is really ICE. ICE. A lot of the situation is what they do is it's about collecting illegal immigrants across the board. It's not just the Latin community. I mean, it's if you don't got no business here, you don't got no business here. I
Okay, I
mean,
agree with that. I agree with
so
that.
so that's something that that they there's some other things that have gone along with it though, and that have came from it that weren't very savory. And there's been some killings, there's been some some heartbreaks within that situation of them coming to take people. I mean, some of these stories I was going to pull, but I know you weren't really into it, so I ain't go that route. But some of them
I mean,
stories,
listen. I am. I like my reason why I said I'm not into it, and this is the only reason, and because I can't defend something. I can't defend something that I know is wrong. Like if you're doing wrong, I can't sit here and be like, "Oh, that's bad what they're doing to you." If you're over here illegally and you know that,
mhm,
common sense, like now you gotta legally go through the process.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta legally go through the process. If I wanted to go to another country, I would have to get a green card. I would have to go through the process. I can't just move to Nigeria or Africa. I would have to go through the process.
yeah,
So it's like you have to go through the process, no matter what race you are. I agree with that. Rules are rules. Rules are there for a reason. So why are people feeling some kind of way when illegal immigrants are getting sent back and treated like this? And then some of them probably resist when they trying to get, if you resist, then what you expect?
that's the this is
They're gonna strike. Like if
this
you
is
resist.
now we're getting to the part. Now this, and we can make a closing on this because we
Yeah, we
made the
get my
point.
bad,
The
bro.
point is made now. The point is made now. This is my point. So instead of things like with the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the personal people out there that took it personally. And then I know you didn't, bro. So I wasn't speaking to you.
Bro,
Because
why you keep making that saying that, man? Like I don't care, man.
no
You know how I
no.
feel.
I know how you feel, and these are the reasons why I say those people who are different are starting to be having, those are the ones that are getting faced with things right now in a very different way. So the way that these communities that are and do have their green cards and are tested and treated unfairly as they feel, all of this stuff, this is not new. This is not anything that's like out of the ordinary. You have regular cops, street cops that's been doing this for years. It's nothing new. It's just been a new way of doing it because who we have in office right now. And this is what I want to say as to who's in office right now. Respectfully, sir, you've messed up a whole entire race, meaning it didn't matter if it was the face, whether if it was black, whether if it was white. You messed up the whole entire community of what we are. You messed up what it looks like here, period. Nobody can understand and ever move here and make it make sense while you're in office, and the things that you're trying to complete aren't really making sense to the ones that you've already had following you for years. Nobody understands you anymore, sir. You've reached that point where you can't even climb any higher. You're trying to find any and every little thing to make it seem as if this is a great place to live, and it is not. So the whole thing of you're trying to make it look like we're together here and everything's rolling and smooth and looks so great. It is not great. It ain't never been great. You ain't never made it look great. It'll never be great. I just want you to know.
And can I say this? I'm not a Trump supporter. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Democrat nor Republican. I'm independent, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna put this in there. I'm independent. But when it comes to like situations, I have I'm a label and call a situation for how I see it. Mm-hmm. And like I might agree with some Democrat ways, I might agree with some Republican ways. I'm not but I'm not neither or. I would call myself independent. Mm-hmm. I just go off, like, if you ask me a question like what I believe in this, I'm gonna tell you what I believe. Mm-hmm. And what I believe in is right and wrong at the end of the day. Yeah. If like right and wrong, right? What I believe in right, excuse me. I don't believe in what's doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is right, that's what I believe in. I don't believe in doing wrong though. So I feel bad for the actions that's going on with the ICE situation. But I would just encourage them, go through the proper steps so you don't have to, so you at least don't have them on your neck like this. Mm-hmm. Go through the proper steps. I just don't come at all. Because you already know if the president is telling you it's gonna be consequences for you coming over here and you not being legal and you testing the waters, what you think gonna happen? You already see what this man, he already done showed you. He already, he already done showed you what he built.
Showed his whole entire peach hand.
So it's like, why test it? Why test it? Like the police, when they tell you freeze, put your hands up. All that tough guy stuff need to go out the way. I want to make it home. If you move a certain way, they gonna shoot you. Same way. Like, it ain't about being hard. Like, that's how I want to end it. It's not about who the biggest, who the baddest. Sometimes it's about being smart. You gotta move smart. Like you say, you don't move out here emotionally. You know how to control yourself. You think logical. That's what we need to start doing. Start thinking logical and start thinking smart and making better decisions and choices and controlling what we can control. We can't control what they do, but we can only control what we do and how we move out here.
Now, what does that mean, people? Let me tell you what that means. That means y'all can get out here and y'all can get help. There are all forms of help out here.
Right.
He just basically he rolled it right on over here to me. You go get your help. There's a situation in every city. And in most cases it's somewhere near your capital. If you're in a state, at least find the capital. Get close as you can to the capital. Find all the situations that y'all need to get your green cards and get yourself certified to be here. It is not a hard situation. The biggest thing is don't try to fly under the radar. It's not going to get you anywhere. And also always remember, Do not try to show yourself approved until you are until you're proven that part. Okay, you can be approved when you get approved, but don't show yourself approved until you get that actual green card. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
just think about your surroundings and think about the efforts that have already been drawn up for you. You know, just go do it the correct way. It's not hard to do. It will not take you long. It may take some time, and maybe sometimes in some cases it may take some months. But if you know that you're coming here, before you come here, and those that are in other countries that listen to us, before you come here, get your green card before you come. Don't
That's all
come
I'm
here.
saying, bro. It's
Don't
all
come
love,
here
Boom. That's
first.
all I'm saying.
Don't come here first expecting that you're going to get it immediately. Always think
Right.
ahead. America is slower than what y'all think. We're not fast. We're slow. So get it beforehand before you get here. Lastly, autism speech community, I love y'all. Y'all hold it down. Y'all keep it moving. And as well with y'all, if y'all need any help, same thing. Find your state capital and find the proper help via anything that has to deal with disabilities, anything that falls under the lines, because there's different in every state, but there's something within the lines of disability to where you can get help within social security as well. Find those helps, call those people up, find the helps that you need for your child, for your loved one. All right. And we are going to leave on this note. All right. We are out of here. We're almost at an hour. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed.